So the program that we're doing for Early Music Seattle this week is a program that we've titled Borderlands. We are really interested in geographical places where musicians would have come into contact who were experts in different musical styles. And I think that happens everywhere around the world. In fact, I think everywhere is kind of a borderland in that way because musicians are always talking and being influenced by one another. So we've organized our concert into 6 different geographical places where that kind of thing happened a lot, and you see sort of a mixture of different styles. One of those 6 places is the Xinjiang province in Western China, which goes to show that even though ancient China, they were very suspicious of foreigners and tried to kind of keep their borders very secure. Still, the oud was able to come through the Silk Road and influence Chinese musicians, and the oud actually became the pipa, sort of evolved into the pipa. And in the Xinjiang province, that's where the Uyghur people, the Chinese Muslims, live. And you can see and hear in the music that there's kind of a cross between what we think of as traditional Chinese music and also the influence of more Turkish, Middle Eastern music.
For these collaborations, for me, I learned just absolutely much more than what I thought. I started with Lucas about 20 years ago. We share our music. So I learned Baroque, lute, duet, some pieces. So we make a recording, and I learned a lot of early music, through the lute repertoire. And then for Lucas, he played some traditional Chinese pipa solo repertoire too. And as soon as we have Ronnie play the lute, and then absolutely remind me of our Xinjiang province in China. So it's such a close culture to each other, from Xinjiang to Middle East to Persian. All this musical style is such a beautiful, just colorful. It's really touched my heart because my mom is Chinese Muslim, and then my great-grandfather came from that province. So in this project, I brought a few pieces of Uyghur songs. So we share each other. Also, I learned a lot of Middle East folk songs from her.
I think what Early Music Seattle especially is doing right now is very important because it's shedding light on how early music and Baroque music was not only made in Europe. At the same time, other people were playing music and in fact influencing the music that may have come into Europe, including from the instruments. So the instruments don't just come by themselves. Along with the instruments come people, and with them also comes theory and other songs and other music styles. And it's really interesting to see that although we might see a line on a map that draws a hard border, sonically, music does not. So it's very fuzzy. So when you go from one region to the next, you'll see music theories that coalesce, you'll see musical instruments, songs and song styles, as well as topics of songs as well, and people too. So cultures are exchanged, words are exchanged, languages are exchanged, and I think that is truly the history of the world, whether it was ancient or early modern or Baroque or even in the present day, that we don't have to be so rigid to realize that, lines on a map don't define people and their borders. And so, especially with this today, with technology, we should really just know this instinctively. So I'm very excited about the direction that not only Early Music Seattle, but early music is going as well, to encompass the music of the world that has been made for as long as humans have been making music.